Introduction. Hello, and welcome to our latest video. Today we are discussing the historic summit in Helsinki, Finland, where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with Nordic leaders from the nations of Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Iceland. This trip was seen as significant, as it was Zelensky's first trip abroad since a full-scale Russian invasion began back in February of 2022. We'll discuss the implications of this summit, the current state of Ukraine-EU and NATO relations, the response from Russia, and Zelensky's upcoming state visit with Germany. Let's dive right in. Context of Ukraine's conflict with Russia. Back in February of 2022, the Russian government launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, which caused outrage across the European Union and resulted in a series of sanctions from major EU countries and the United States. Since then, President Zelensky had yet to leave the country on an overseas trip until he made his way to Helsinki to meet with presidents from the Nordic countries. Summit in Finland. Zelensky arrived in Helsinki for a series of meetings with the Nordic world leaders. Although the meetings were expected to concentrate on Ukraine's relationship with the European Union and NATO, the talks were ultimately focused on the current situation with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Finland's President, Sauli Niinisto, welcomed Zelensky as he arrived at the presidential palace in Helsinki and firmly expressed Finland's support for Ukraine's sovereignty and promises of support in the face of the Russian invasion. At the summit, Zelensky and the Nordic leaders discussed the need for continued support of Ukraine, as well as Ukraine's relationship with the European Union and NATO. As a show of support and solidarity, Finland recently became the 31st member of the Transatlantic Military Alliance, NATO, an act seen as a direct opposition to Russia's President Vladimir V. Putin, who spoke out strongly against the membership. Although Ukraine applied for membership of NATO, the alliance has failed to meet Ukraine's request, leaving individual NATO members, like the United States and Germany, to provide military assistance to Ukraine. Upcoming state visit with Germany. Having met with the Nordic leaders, Zelensky will be traveling to Germany for an official state visit on the 13th of May. This begins with a meeting with the current Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, as well as President Frank-Walter Steinmeier. From there, Zelensky is expected to receive the Charlemagne Prize for his work toward unifying Europe during a ceremony in the western city of Aachen. Previous recipients of this prize include figures such as Pope Francis, Winston Churchill, Bill Clinton, Henry A. Kissinger, and Václav Havel. Conclusion. To conclude, Zelensky's first overseas trip since the Russian invasion of Ukraine sent a strong message to Moscow and the world. By meeting with Nordic leaders and preparing his upcoming state visit to Germany, Zelensky and the Ukrainian government have demonstrated their commitment to the nation's sovereignty and fostering a partnership between Ukraine and the European Union. We'll have to wait and see what the results of these meetings and talks hold for the future of Ukraine and its relationship with the rest of the world. Thanks for joining us for today's video, and we'll see you next time.